Hi, welcome to Coffee with Blaine. This is coffee. These are turtles, and I am Blaine. And that's a guitar, and that's a guitar, and that's a microphone. And that's my leg. Welcome. How you guys doing? I'm sure it'll take a moment to get everything squared away. Kaylin, I know. I thought the intro was pretty dope too. It's just a bummer as to what follows it. Me. Oh my goodness. I'm good. Amira, good morning. Did you guys contact that rescue? Were you able to figure everything out? I was actually just gonna text you after this to double check. I don't know what I'm talking about either. That's kind of my point. Rhino Radio live stream. What's the Rhino Radio live stream, Weege? I want to know what's up with that. Becky, good morning from YouTube. Thank you guys for joining me on YouTube. I appreciate you all. Switching to Twitch. Twitching to Switch. Megan, good morning. You're all over, bro. I just picture Weege with like 4 different devices all live streaming at the same time. So I'm on every screen of his. I don't get Facebook notification, only YouTube. That's right, guys. If you go to youtube.com/DillingerMusic, you hit that subscribe button, you hit the like button, then you hit the notification bell, boop, like that, and you are good to go. That's how it works, I think. Samantha, good morning. Everwild tickets, nice. I have 3 screens, all Blaine, all the time. God, I hope not. Oh, Lindsay, don't get in trouble now. You a working girl. You gotta make that money. YouTube lags on my end. Yeah, Caitlin, you have some internet problems, I think. That whole state has internet problems, I think. They need to invest in their future. All the things. Am I going to buy that ribbon mic or what? Let's ask the people. Hi, people. So I am debating buying a ribbon mic. I have nailed it down to 2 options. I want to buy a ribbon mic for 2 main things. One for acoustic guitar miking, and 2 for trumpet miking. I've heard that they're amazing at both. Not like I don't have enough mics and I can't probably get a good sound. I am working on the other end of that, which is just sounding better when I play. So that's part of it. I'm not neglecting that in favor of a new microphone, but I don't have a ribbon style microphone. This type of microphone is called a condenser microphone. A ribbon microphone works by vibrating literally a little ribbon inside of it, which is kind of cool. It's a little more warm, a little more vintage sounding, classic sounding, if you will. And for the extremely bright, loud trumpet, supposedly it's really, really awesome. Bye, Lindsay. And all the mics, the Royer 121. That is Mark. Good morning, by the way. Hell yeah. I think you're out on recording sessions right now. If you have a Royer that you want to send to me, I will take it. I'll even take a stereo pair because that's the kind of friend I am. But seriously, That's out of my budget, unfortunately. So I am more looking at the Royer R10 or the SE Electronics Voodoo VR1. Those are my two mics that I'm looking for. But if you have other suggestions in that same price range, I am all down. Or if you want to fund me the rest to get the Royer R121 or 122, I am 100% game. If you just got one lying around, give me. Yeah. I have never heard of a Coles mic in my life. Never came up in my search either. So I will check that out, Mark. Thank you. All right. Now, let's look at the title of our coffee session, shall we? My favorite overhead mics. Yeah, I'm looking for more of a direct signal, less of an overhead, if that makes sense. Horns and an acoustic, close miking. Well, close miking for the trumpet is like 2 to 4 feet, but you know what I mean. And then, one shaka away for the guitar. Great for all applications. I will definitely check it out. Hell yeah. So my first question in my stream details is, how was your weekend? How were you guys' weekend? Pop it down in the comments. Let me know. Did you have a great weekend? Did you have a mediocre weekend? Did you have a semi-awesome weekend? Joe, good morning. So good. So good. While you guys are typing about your weekend in the comments, I am going to pop in and tell you about my weekend. Ooh, there we go. Kaylin is ready. Kaylin's weekend was awesome. She saw Little Stranger, Ballyhoo, and The Movement. Heck yeah. I like it. Becky, my weekend was busy. Just came off working every other 24-hour shift. Been catching up on sleep. Damn, Becky. Your job is intense. Saving those lives, yo. Weege. My weekend was good. I did a lot of songwriting and ate a lot of home cooking. I like that. Jennifer, good morning. Joe, long productive weekend in the garage. Blainiacs. I like that. Blainiacs. That's a really, really good one, Jennifer. Hi and good morning. My weekend was normal. How about your weekend? Like it. Good morning, Maureen. Hopefully you're getting that steady practice in. I got, let's look. I got 41 minutes of practice in this morning. From the time I woke up until now. I'm pretty proud to get a good start like that. Sometimes that doesn't happen. Oh yeah, Weege needs to drop the album. She's got plenty of time to keep starting it, bro. It's taking so long. I know. Ugh. Not to toot my own horn, because I'm gonna do that once I get out out of this live stream. Stupid joke. Weege is currently awaiting crowd review scores. What instrument did you practice? Guitar. Guitar. So if you want to, we can take a look at my practice log for today. This is what I do with all my students, by the way. We go through. I'm going to share the screen here and put myself in the, let's put myself in the corner here. Yeah, look at that. So here's today, the 23rd. We have instrument, guitar. This is my actual practice log that I fill out. First, material, warm-ups and scales. I did my 1, 2, 3, 4 exercises at 90 BPMs. My D major pentatonic scale positions in groups of 3 at 90 BPMs. I did that for 11 minutes. 11 minutes, you say? Why don't you just round? Why are you so precise? Well, that's a good question, because when I practice, I use the handy stopwatch app. And when I'm using the handy stopwatch app on my phone, I just hit start and I run through, and then I hit stop when I'm done, and I just round to the nearest minute. Because it gives me a more accurate representation. The more data I have, the better I can get. Just like, the more data Amazon has, the more money they make. And then I ran on the Ross Rebel set list. For those of you who don't know, I am doing a gig with Ross Rebel on March 11th, which is my birthday gig at D Piazzas in Long Beach. I'm excited. Should be super fun. And yeah, so I was working on his set list. 1, 2, 3, 4. I did like five tunes of rehearsal for 30 minutes. You can see yesterday I was rocking out on the trumpet. I was doing some video lessons, running through. My high notes are a struggle. I got to make those notes. And let's see. C pentatonic blues, or technically concert B flat. Making the tuning slides do what I want is a pain in my ass. And I worked on the Ross Rebel set list all on the trumpet. I've been trying to play everything that I play on guitar. I've been trying to find ways to play the trumpet, either creating parts or learning horn parts that are in recorded material. So that is all that. I actually learned a trombone solo intro or solo or melody or whatever on one of his tunes on the trumpet, which I was pretty proud of myself. But yeah, so this is my practice log, and you can scroll through and you can kind of see most of it is guitar and trumpet, though I do get some bass and piano in there as well. Let's get rid of this. Excuse me. And pop back up. And let's look at these comments. I also do this with all my students as well. So first thing we've been doing all month with my students is going through their practice logs. Maureen can attest to this. But yeah, that's my day so far. As soon as I get done with here, it's trumpet practice. Then I'm going to try to do a little bit of keyboard practice and a little bit of bass practice, and then dive into recordings. Last night, I just sent a bunch of vocal stems from a session of Doa's, and I sent a bunch of guitar and bass stems for Island Asylum, new track. Yeah, drop it like it's hot, Weege. Back to the comments, by the way. Oh, I was just reminded we went to the RV show on Friday looking for a small camper. Nice. I've always had a dream of getting a camper van, like a Class B style camper van, like the Pleasure Ways or the even the Sprinter style. I just think that would be super cool. Something that'll fit in a parking spot, but if I go for a gig, I can just crash out if I want to. I just think it would be cool. Thank you, Kaylin, for the plugs. Nobody puts baby in the corner. Joshua, I use a square stopwatch. There's Josh. There's my former roommate. For those of you who are unaware, Josh actually was a guest of mine on one of my first Coffee with Blaines. He might have been my first guest, actually, back during the pandemic. Josh was my roommate through most of college. And in addition to being an awesome roommate, and he was also we were both guitar students in the Ohio State University guitar jazz studies program. So we went through the whole thing together. Now the dude is an amazing producer doing a lot of hip hop tracks. Super cool guy. But yeah, so back when I was practicing back in college, I'm sure Josh might have similar stories. He uses a square stopwatch. I use the stopwatch app on my phone. But I used to have an old kitchen appliance egg timer, like the old white ones, and it started to get discolored because that's how all the vintage egg timers do. And I would just set the egg timer when I had a lot of stuff to practice. I would set the time rather than go with the time. So now I just go with the amount of time. But with the egg timer, I used to set the time, and like I'm only going to practice for 10 minutes or 15 minutes and then move on to the next thing. So I'd set the egg timer, be done, ding, and I go on to the next thing. The important thing is that you're not staring at it. So when I hit the button or I set the egg timer, I just set it off to the side out of my field of vision. And that works. That works wonders. Practice logs, very cool. I had no idea. I always learn something on your streams. Yeah, man. And if anyone wants to, get down and dirty with their guitar playing or other instruments as well, feel free to hit me up. Slide in my DMs, and we'll get you on the path. Blaine's doing. Oh my God, Kaylin, you are ridiculous. School bus conversations. Yeah, Maureen, we were having a lesson yesterday. Maureen plays ukulele, and she's getting really good. I'm excited. But we were going over practice logs yesterday in her lesson, and she found, just by doing it, she found the right the way that she likes to practice by experimenting and keeping a record. And now she knows what's up. There's so much you can gain from just writing stuff down. I know it seems like a no-brainer, but I never do it for most things. And I always make excuses not to write stuff down, and then it always bites me in the ass. Sprinters are cool, lots of storage. You have any time to do any gaming lately? Not really. Honestly, I've been pretty much in the zone. Minus Monday, when I was just obliterated from Chrissy's birthday the night before. I drank from like 9 to midnight. 9 a.m. to midnight. And I was done. So the next day I just basically stayed in bed and cried myself to half sleep. But I managed to watch the entire Book of Boba Fett series, which I managed to get to the point without spoilers. So it was awesome to watch. Kaylin, OHIO. Yeah. Josh, focusing technique is to do. Heck yeah. 20 minutes on, 5 minutes off. Yeah, that was the other thing that I talked to my students about, Josh, is you have this law of diminishing returns when you practice. So if you're practicing the same thing for 30 minutes straight and you don't have the attention span to practice one thing for 30 minutes straight, most of that practice is actually at best not doing anything for you. And at worst, it's actually making things worse. Because once you start to your mind starts to wander and move along, um, and you're just playing stuff and you're not doing it right and you're making those mistakes, your brain is actually reinforcing you doing it wrong, which is pretty crazy. So if you cut yourself off after doing it right, and then as soon as you start to notice yourself slip, generally for me, that's around 10 to 20 minutes. And then you take a minute, let your brain absorb it, process it, and then move on to the next thing. You did, Kaylin. You forgot sticky notes. I do. I have the to-do list. Everything on my devices. Everything's on my devices. That helps me the most. What was that the same day? Yeah, probably. Probably. I was like, one of us is gonna do some work. It ain't gonna be me. I really like Boba Fett. Yeah, I thought it was cool too. I dug it. And honestly, it was kind of nice that I waited because I got to watch them all in succession, like one really big movie, without having to wait that in between time, which can be cool, build anticipation and whatnot. But yeah. Yeah. So let's think. We asked the first question. Blaine doesn't do work. What are y'all talking about? I know. I'm the worst. It's hard. It's hard to get out of those funks. I write everything in calendars all over my house, then forget to do them. Yeah. Some people physically writing stuff is helping to remind them. Christy's the same way. Physically writing stuff down is key. Don't want to end the stream. What am I trying to do, Blaine? What are you trying to do? Oh yeah, I'm trying to go over here. Second question. How are those 2022 goals coming along? That's a great question. Remember how we all sat around and made our goals together? I wish Jesse was here at this coffee sesh. But yeah, it's a good question. I'm going to keep following up on these 2022 goals because I'm the New Year's resolution thing. I know, Kaylin. I know. Your life is perfect. Janet, good morning. We're talking about our 2022 goals that we had made earlier in the year. Are we sticking to them? Are we getting anywhere with them? Do we have any updates? Have we changed them? Do we have new goals now? Just go with the flow. There's not much wrong with that approach unless you get to the point where something bad happens and you have no plan in place. You know what I mean? That's the kicker. I plan to file my DBA, still haven't. What's stopping you, Joe? My guess would be cash and time, but more specifically, what's stopping you? Yeah. You're also a lot younger, Kaylin. That sometimes, yeah. And you're part of a partnership too. So it is possible that your other half, as you like to call him, your better half, may be taking all of that stuff into consideration as well, that you might not be. And life's a learning process, and your thought processes change. I'm at a I'm at a stage where I want to have fun and do all the things, but I also um, I want to be taking steps to have those future opportunities uh, present themselves, or be able to take them when they do. All right, so now we talked about Kaylin and her goals. We talked about Joe. Who else has some goals? Don't don't be afraid. You can be failing at them. I have a new food truck coming in Port Clinton. Hell yeah, that's cool. Food trucks are definitely dope. No excuses. My side hustle will turn into my retirement work. The new tax law for electronic payments will directly affect me. Hmm. I made some financial goals that I'm working on slowly. They don't have to be financial, by the way. You guys know that I'm big into finances, and my goals have a lot of financial underpinnings to them. But your goals don't have to only be that way. I made some financial goals that I'm working on slowly. Would like to meet with a financial planner. I like that, Maureen. Yeah, taking the uh, taking the route of consulting an expert. Honestly, if you know anyone in your network, like people that you actually know that you can talk to, sometimes they could give you a lot more advice, or talk to two or three. Honestly, get a few opinions. You don't want to run into the one person who just wants to, siphon off your uh, ignorance. Sure, why not? Um, and by ignorance, I mean just, lack of knowledge in the field. That's why you're consulting an expert in the first place. That's why we all are. But getting a few different points of view and references is definitely the way to go. Or if you can find someone that either you trust or a close friend trusts, that's the kicker. I love this. What are you narrowing it down to, Kaylin? Career wise, that's great. Having that kind of goal, that's amazing. Healthier lifestyle. I like that, Janet. What are you doing currently for your healthier lifestyle? Personal goals not going anywhere. Business goals are slow going, honestly, kind of stuck. Not sure what my next move is, just trying to get in alignment and see what presents. Yeah, sometimes you can feel like you're spinning your wheels. Generally, when something's stuck, what I tend to do is move on to something that I can do something about, if that makes sense. So, yeah, pivoting is tough. Can I ask what one or two of those goals are on either side? Stacy, good morning. Thanks for popping on. Health goals are going. There it is. There's that silver lining. Yeah. If that's what you can focus on and make happen, and make that happen. Promoting, marketing, and management. Heck yeah. So marketing, there's a bunch of courses and classes and certificate programs that you can take to really get yourself set up with marketing. And then yeah, there's so many opportunities if you can run yourself through the gamut there. Um, you could do some major marketing. Just maybe that's your first goal. Learn everything that you can. That's generally step one for anything. Learn everything that you can. So go through, find courses in marketing, and maybe certificate programs. Um, make a plan for paying for it. Do a bunch of research, pick the best one for you or the best ones, and then dive in. Why not, Kaylin? Get it. My goal is to produce 3 to 5 different artists in 2022. I'm almost there. Well, you're 1, so you only have 4 left, or 2 left on the low end. How are your goals going, Blaine? That's a good question. Slowly. So I have a goal of buying a house, right? And buying a house entails a lot of cash, especially in Southern California. And since Christy just landed this job in San Diego, I'm going to be looking for something basically in the heart of San Diego, where everything is super expensive. So step one, bank up as much cash as possible. I'd like to have 20 to 30 grand chilling by the end of the year. That's the goal. But that is difficult. Is difficult. Yes, first time home buyer wage, which means I qualify for FHA loans, which is what 3 to 4% down. But even 3 to 4% of $1 million is a chunk. That's for sure. But yeah. So working on new stuff to make my content better, working on pushing my YouTube. If you guys want to help me accomplish my goal, you can go to youtube.com/DillingerMusic, hit the subscribe, the like, and the notification bell. And that would help me out a lot. If you really, really want to help out, you can join my Patreon. I'm going to drop some new content there for y'all. And I have a bunch more letters going out to those of you who didn't get a thank you letter for being a part of my Patreon. And if you want to just do a one-time support, boom, ko-fi.com/DillingerMusic. There it is. Yay, me. Also picking up side gigs, picked up that one with Ross Rebel, picked up one with Doa's Daydream. Most likely going to be going out and jamming with Weege in Montana in June. Plus all the Hyrie gigs. I don't know what that emoji is. Morphin time. Yeah, right? Sierra Mesa. Yeah. I was looking in there. Mira Mesa. I was looking at maybe staying out in the area where we are. La Mesa. Anything with the word Mesa is slightly cheaper. Hell yeah, Weege. I love that. And that that is definitely part of the plan. But my goal is not to do anything until the housing market drops a bit. Because I'd like to have that money ready before I talk to anybody. And I'd like to have, I'd like to be able to pick up a good time. So hopefully it aligns. Yeah, and like I said, the goal is pushed out a year. So I definitely want to talk with a couple mortgage brokers once that time comes. Actually, I have a buddy who's a mortgage broker in Hawaii. So I might pick his brain for some general info before I talk to anyone local to make sure I don't get taken for a ride. Santee, Allied Gardens. Yep. It's cheap here on the Canadian prairies, but it's cold as balls. Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, longer term than a year, I'd like to have multiple properties, and I would like to get a property management company in each location to Airbnb them out. And then I can just bounce from place to place. I'd like to have a place up in Big Bear. I'd like to have a place down in the Florida Keys. I'd like to have a place in Idaho. Yeah. Maybe a place in Hawaii, Costa Rica. It'd be cool to have those spots, you know? My sister and her husband bought a house and had to bid up quite a bit. Waiting the market out might be good. Yeah, Maureen. Yeah, Colorado would be good. Yeah, and yeah, goals are just dreams with a plan, right? So I have to plan my days, weeks, and months, and then I can plan my years. As long as everything's kind of in the same direction but flexible, life is good. Being prepared for opportunities is number one. It's also why I'm practicing so hard. It all kind of fits together in this puzzle. Goal of mine to move out of Virginia. Where you want to go, Kaylin? Where you want to go? Or I could just move in with Weege. I guess we could just make that happen. Just live in the shed for the rest of my days. You want to move to Colorado, Kaylin? Yeah, definitely. Well, you got someone that can help you out right here in this chat. You should be in the same boat that I am in, Kaylin. You need to be stashing that cash. Cashing that stash. Megan, thank you so much for joining us on your lunch break. I appreciate you. Get back to work. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Oh, guys. Oh, guys. I just want to say thank you, everybody, for hanging out with me. Appreciate that. Yeah, I've been in such work mode. As you know, I didn't. It was Chrissy's birthday, so I didn't end up live streaming on Sunday. I'm gonna be back on that schedule starting today, trying to knock it all out. And honestly, this is the part of the day I look forward to. Just hanging out with you guys, chilling, drinking some coffee, avoiding the bad aspects of the working. Let's see. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to talk about, chat about? I want to make sure everyone leaves satisfied. Yep. I'm going to say weird things that are actually true. Setting up a Google business profile for my music biz. I hope actually no one drives to my property, though. I don't know, man. You might have a freaking RV. You're gonna have to start an RV park in your lot, bro. For all the people who want to songwrite with you. Chad, share what you do to stay focused every day. That's a good question. I write a lot of stuff down. Because I will not remember it. So I write notes in my notes app, which gets shared from my computer to my phone to my tablet. Uh, I write more than enough information in my calendar so that I remember things. Like for all my lessons, I keep track of their payment schedule within my calendar, so I don't have to go to a separate thing to fill out or to act. And I actually, Kalen's right on this one. I jump from task to task. So I know my attention span and I want to improve it. And when my attention span is really good, I'm gonna dive the hell in and take advantage. But when it's not, I try to do a little bit of everything. Because I find that if I turn stuff down because I don't have enough time to do something, then I miss out on several days of a lot of aspects, and then everything's backed up, and then I have to take a day for just whatever I need to do the most, and then everything else gets backed up because I don't have time for that. So if I spend 10 to 15 minutes on every little task, it adds up. I spend small increments of time. Like I'll spend 30 minutes working on social media, or I'll spend 10 minutes working on mic placement, or I'll spend 45 minutes working on accounting, just stuff like that. And if I spend a little bit every day on all the topics, that really helps me out. It seems like you're doing really well, Chad. And yeah, whatever works for you is much different than, what might work for me. But I know a lot of people have attention issues, but just recognizing that and then making your plan based off of that and how you work the best, that's where the getting the data comes for. When I do my practice logs, the more I write down, the more I realize what my tendencies are, and the more I can fit my daily life to focus on those. Oh yeah, anytime, man. How's your crypto? That's a great question. I'm loving these questions. Thank you guys for that. The crypto is not great. That being said, I'm not expecting it to be great right now. So just like with my stocks are not great, but I don't expect them to be great right now. And I'm not expecting to make money from them now. I'm expecting to make money from them in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. And if you look at most of the charts for these things, you'll see the general trend line go like this, but it doesn't just go like this. It goes, but still in this general direction, right? What do they say? When in doubt, zoom out. I find that is really, really good when it comes to the general prices of things. And when I'm looking at investments, now you can use those little lines to get a little bit of boost if you buy down here and sell up here. But over the long term, it really doesn't matter. As long as the underlying utility of what you're doing or the thing that you're investing in is good. And the general sentiment toward the people doing it are good, you know. So yeah, so right now I've just been kind of I have some automated investment monies going out to that, and I've shifted my strategy a little bit from investing directly in a lot of the coins into investing a good chunk into stable coins earning interest until the SEC starts to dive into that a lot more. But we'll see. We'll see. I have a positive outlook, but it's not good to look and see the charts down. Yeah, for sure, Chad. I like that. Yeah. Quick overview. I'm not dumping all my money into crypto. I like crypto. It's one of many investments that I have. First and foremost, I'm investing in myself and my business. So that means studio gear, investing in instruments, repairs, maintenance, things like that. Those are all investments in my setup, which helps me make more money in the first place. Then you have general work money. So I like to keep a minimum balance in my daily checking account so that I'm good. And then I have an emergency fund. And then I have a slew of, from what we call liquid to illiquid investments. So as I need money, I can start pulling from the more liquid investments and then saving my illiquid investments or my long-term investments. I don't have to touch them. And snakes, yeah. But yeah, so get the IRAs going. I have 2 IRAs. I have one for a SEP IRA for my business, and then I have a personal Roth IRA for myself. They're both for me, but doing it that way, I can invest much more money into those long-term investments. And I have real estate, REIT investments. I have crypto investments. I have a taxable brokerage account. I have stablecoin investments. My emergency fund is my girlfriend. What? Oh, man. Oh. And now my day is complete. Yeah, my girl just got an amazing job in marketing. Actually, Kaylin, marketing. And so my goal is actually to get her to stash most of that money and get it all properly invested, so that she's good in the short term and the long term. About to mic up the Martin. Do it. You know what actually really sounds good, Weege? This little cheap mic. Check this out. I think this mic brand new is like, I want to say like $299. And I'm not even gonna like mic place it. I'm just gonna move it down here. You got a little distance here. or around the 12th fret. Right? Right around where the body meets the guitar, right around a shaka away. Get a decent mic. This condenser is not the one that I would use. I have a couple of pencil condensers that I would normally use, but even just teaching my lessons, just moving that mic down, sounds good. I got no going on. I don't even think I have a low cut going on, man. Yeah, I have a low cut going on. That's the only thing I got. Yeah, you can literally set them up basically next to each other and just pick the one you like the best. Megan, good morning. Good morning. Oh, the Sugar Shack sound. Yeah, just a what is this? WA-47 Junior FET condenser from Warm Audio. I do have an artist deal with them, so you're gonna see most of my mics are Warm Audio mics. But I got the deal because I already had one of their mics and really loved it. So, and all my friends had them and really loved them too. So I didn't get the deal and then decide to do the mic thing. But as you can hear, sound great. I'm not even trying. Right? Weege, that's the same thing. You're going to get so much of a cleaner sound. How you doing, Megan? You're dropping new music, right? Throw a link in. Throw a link in for some of that awesomeness. Do you have a show coming up too? I keep saying a flyer, but I'm not sure if it's for a show or for new songs. Captions call him Weed. Perfect. So, oh, you're on the Sunshine Show. Nice. Heck yeah. Everyone go watch that tonight. I'm so bad. I've been so stuck in my little bubble here of working my ass off that I see things in passing, but haven't been able to really get on in there. Yeah, everyone go check that out tonight at 7. Is that EST or PST, Megan? That's the real question. Ten 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern. All right. All right. Ooh, Weege. Watch what happens when I add just a little bit of compression and reverb to this acoustic sound. I'm going to use my LA2A plugin here and check. And it's basically just on. It's not doing much except on those high notes. It's just clamping down just a little bit. And I'm just going to boost the gain just slightly here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to toss on a little reverb under that. Reverb and room. There we go. And just gonna do big ambience. That's too much. Plate and spring. Let's do a plate. Check. That's not bad. Let's bring down, maybe darken the plate. Oh, I like that. We're gonna bring down the mix. Just a little less. Not bad. Let's change it a little bit. Let's do a church reverb. Bring that down. Not bad. Way down. And you'll have to excuse me. I'm out of tune. Tune your guitar first, everybody. Or you go through all this work of getting that great tone, and then it sucks because you're out of tune. It's not bad. Just slight out of tuneness. But yeah, just a little bit of compression and a little bit of reverb. I like a plate or a hall reverb on acoustic. If it's a bigger focused part. It is high and dry. I was playing that with Maureen on Ook actually. But yeah, you can hear how that is all that is the compressor. And I'm going to turn the compressor off just for. There's no huge. See, there's not a lot of difference. Compressor off, compressor on, compressor off, compressor on. All it does is tame down the woo, woo. You see how I clip there? Woo, woo. But in your normal talking, it doesn't do too much. But it just tames down if you hit something exaggerated. So I always have really light compression on the going in stage, and then I can add more compression after it's recorded. Yeah, I love Radiohead too. But yeah, it's a great thing, and I like to add it a little bit on the way in. Um, and I don't know what your software. You can do it with hardware too, but going in is that's a really cool thing about having the Apollo, which is here. I'll bring this back up. Like here's my mixer just for the get out of here, just for the Apollo, and then I can use in the signal chain, and so it hits this mixer before it hits before it hits Logic, my DAW, digital audio workstation. And then here's the two things that are right in the signal chain here. So I can turn on or off the compressor, and then I can turn on the reverb, and then I can have it go right on in here, and just record as is. And then I can add more to it later. I can just get the good bass sound. And a lot of times what I like to do is the cool thing about here is I can add this to the aux channel, and then I can go here to my sends, and I can add a little bit to my aux, and I set my aux to post, and then my reverb, I can dial it in however much I want. And this reverb is great for listening. But it won't record to the track. So when I'm performing, singing, or someone else is singing, or or whatever, I can just set a nice reverb. But then when I go back to the track after it's recorded, I can really tailor the reverb to the track by switching it out with something else or whatever. Using less of it, using more of it. But the compressor, I always have inline. Inline to be recorded because I want to tame down any accidental potential clips that I have, or any extremely loud passages, especially if I'm doing rhythm parts, because I want everything to be semi-even, and then I'll compress it more in post. Let me turn off this reverb. There we go. Back to your regularly scheduled radio broadcast. Heck yeah. Yeah, and I honestly, that reverb and compressor Weege, the software comes with for free with the Apollo. I just have the Solo, man, and it's been awesome. I'm saving up to do the full X8P, which will be eight pre's. And then I'll have everything in the studio just constantly hooked up, and I just switch channels to what I want. And you can go in and you can put presets in the mixers depending on what you're doing, which is really cool. Anyway, we just talking, we just grooving, we just jamming. Free stuff. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's not free. Apollo interfaces are really expensive comparatively, because they bundle the software. But the software is really good, and I just treat it like hardware, basically. So everything is just made to emulate like an actual piece of gear that you would buy for the studio. And yeah, so I picked the ones that I like and just treat them as if they were those pieces of gear. Yeah, the X8P is like $3,800. So we'll see about that. That will definitely put a dent in my house money. But I need to have the stuff to do the job. Yeah. Invest in yourself first, is what they say. Yeah, but the Solo is not too bad price-wise. Not too shabby. Monet, good morning, by the way. I just saw you popping up here. All right, guys. We had some playing, we had some chatting, we had some goal setting and goal continuation. We had some weekend vibes chat. We're all going to go check out Megan tonight. This is a good one to end on. Yeah. All my stuff is expensive. Besides this mic. This mic's pretty cheap. And honestly, for teaching and stuff, I'm kind of liking it better than the SM7B. You guys saw me use that for a while. I like it. I like it a lot. But with the condenser, I can just get more of the guitar or the ook. I don't have to always plug stuff in and then I have my vocal mic and then my guitar plugged in. Yeah. It's work in progress, and feel free to ask any of these questions about any of this stuff because I love nerding out about it. But for now, I need to get back to work because Kaylin's going to get mad at me if I don't. And Kaylin needs to get back to work too because she has to move to Colorado. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. Appreciate your time. You guys are amazing. And I'll catch you guys again at Friday at 9 a.m. Peace out, guys.